Once upon a time, in a vibrant city filled with endless opportunities, bright lights, and the hum of ambition, there lived a young man named Alex. The city seemed alive with possibility, its skyline towering over the streets like a promise of greatness. Every corner of the city spoke of dreams fulfilled, but behind the glimmering lights, Alex knew that success came only to those who dared to venture beyond the ordinary. From a young age, Alex had always known that he was meant for something greater. While others dreamed of simple lives, Alex's dreams were vast, filled with visions of changing the world, building an empire, and becoming a force to be reckoned with. Yet the more he dreamed, the more he realized that success was not a straight path. It was twisted, messy, and fraught with obstacles. Every morning, while the city was still asleep, Alex would wake up before the first rays of sunlight crept over the horizon. The streets were quiet then, almost as if the world was holding its breath. In those early hours, Alex would sit at his desk, his mind racing with ideas. But no matter how hard he worked, things seemed to move in slow motion. His business, which he had poured his heart and soul into, was not taking off as he had hoped. He struggled to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, always on the brink of giving up. But deep down, Alex knew that if he quit now, he would never forgive himself. He had a burning desire to succeed, a fire in his belly that kept him going even when the days felt impossibly long. He would often remind himself, success is not just a destination. It's a journey. And every journey is filled with challenges. Despite his relentless efforts, the world seemed to be pushing back. One evening, as Alex was preparing for yet another meeting that seemed like it would end in disappointment, he received a call. It was his old mentor, Victor, a self-made millionaire who had achieved what Alex only dreamed of. "Alex, how are you holding up?" Victor's voice was warm yet firm, as if he could sense the weight of Alex's struggles. "I'm trying," Alex admitted, his voice tinged with frustration. "But it feels like I'm spinning my wheels. Nothing seems to be working, and I'm beginning to doubt whether I'm cut out for this." Victor paused for a moment before replying, "Alex, let me tell you something you won't hear often. The road to success is not about being the smartest or the most talented. It's about one thing: resilience. The ability to push forward when everything tells you to stop. I've been where you are. In fact, I've been lower than you can imagine. But the key to success is simple. You don't quit. You keep going no matter what." Alex listened intently, feeling a sense of hope rising in his chest. Resilience. It was a word that had echoed in his mind many times before, but now it carried a deeper meaning. Victor continued, "I'm not saying it's easy, far from it. But the successful people I know, the ones who have changed the game, they all have one thing in common. They never stopped believing in themselves, even when the world didn't." The conversation ended, and Alex found himself sitting in the silence of his office, reflecting on Victor's words. He felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the journey ahead would not be easy, but if he wanted to succeed, he would need to develop a mindset that could withstand the storms ahead. The next day, Alex made a commitment to himself. He would not wait for opportunities to come to him. He would create them. He started small, reworking his business plan, reaching out to new clients, and learning everything he could about the industry he was trying to break into. But even with his new determination, the road was still rocky. He faced rejection after rejection, and his confidence began to waver again. One afternoon, as Alex walked down a quiet street, lost in his thoughts, he saw a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk. The man looked up at him and smiled, a warm and genuine smile that seemed out of place given his circumstances. He waved at Alex, and Alex, surprised by the man's kindness, stopped to speak with him. "Hello there," the man said, his voice steady despite his situation. "I see you're walking with a heavy heart. Is everything all right?" Alex hesitated for a moment, then sat down beside the man. "I'm struggling," he admitted. "I've been working so hard, but nothing seems to be working. I'm starting to think maybe I'm just not cut out for this." The man looked at him for a moment, his eyes full of wisdom. "Let me tell you something. Life isn't about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. You see, I was once a businessman too. Had everything, money, success, a beautiful home. But life took it all away from me. And in those dark times, I thought about giving up. But then I realized something. I had the power to rebuild. I had the power to start over, and you do too. Alex looked at the man, his heart pounding. Something about the way the man spoke, the conviction in his voice, struck a chord deep within him. For the first time in months, Alex felt a sense of peace, as if the burden he had been carrying was beginning to lift. That evening, as Alex walked back to his apartment, he felt different. He had always believed that success was about achieving everything: money, fame, recognition. But now he understood that success was about more than just the end goal. It was about resilience, about getting back up every time you fall, and about having the courage to start over when things don't go as planned. The next day, Alex decided to make a change. He would stop focusing solely on the destination and instead focus on the process, the small steps he could take every day to improve, grow, and move forward. He started waking up earlier, dedicating more time to personal growth, and reading books about successful entrepreneurs and how they made it. Slowly but surely, things began to shift. Alex began to make connections with people who believed in him and his vision. He started to attract opportunities, ones he hadn't even imagined. He became more confident in his abilities, and his business began to grow, slowly at first, but then, like a snowball, it picked up momentum. But even as his business expanded, Alex never lost sight of what had brought him to this point: his resilience. He made mistakes, he failed, and he stumbled, but he didn't give up. He learned from every failure and continued pushing forward. Years passed, and Alex's name became known in the business world. He achieved the success he had once only dreamed of. His company flourished, and with it came the wealth, recognition, and influence he had longed for. But now, as he stood at the pinnacle of his career, Alex realized that his greatest success wasn't in the money he made or the fame he had earned. His greatest success was the journey, the countless lessons he had learned, the resilience he had built, and the person he had become along the way. He had become someone who never gave up, who faced every challenge head-on, and who continued to grow no matter the obstacles. And so Alex made a decision. He would use his success to help others, people like him who had once struggled to see the light at the end of the tunnel. He created a foundation to mentor young entrepreneurs, to teach them the importance of resilience and persistence. He wanted them to understand that success wasn't just about achieving wealth or fame. It was about becoming the best version of themselves. No matter how difficult the journey might be as the years went on, Alex's story inspired thousands. His name became synonymous with resilience, growth, and success. And as he looked back on the path he had traveled, he knew that he had not only achieved his dreams, but he had also helped others achieve theirs. And in that moment, Alex realized that true success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about bringing others with you, lifting them up, and helping them realize that their dreams are just as possible as his own. The end.